What is going on, Rocket Lab investors? So we are at $11.47 in the after hours, 11:51. Absolutely insane. We are still in the 11s. I do not think we're going to drop down. I think we're going to stay in the 11s for a very decent amount of time. And I wouldn't be surprised if some kind of catalyst happens where we score a contract or something major happens and it propels us to $12. I think there's a greater probability of hitting 12 than there is going back down to 10 and 11. Although, I could totally see us hitting 10 and then flip-flopping back to 11. This kind of stuff happens. Sadly, I've been waiting and holding, trying to wait for the stock to drop. And honestly, I don't think it is. I really think we're eventually going to score another contract from NASA, and that's going to propel us to the next level. So I wanted to make a video on some information about Peter Beck's unfunded mission. So this is something that Rocket Lab has already been working on. They sent a satellite into space. This is all funded by them. And it's kind of rough. When I first heard of this, I kind of said to myself, why are they doing this? They don't have the funds to do this. But when you look at it, it could end up being a very big moneymaker for Rocket Lab. Because just imagine, for a brief moment, you see on the news that Rocket Lab discovers life in space. Something like that. Do you know what chaos and how much news exposure Rocket Lab would get on that? They would get so many interviews, everyone would be talking about it on Facebook. And this is what I think Peter Beck wants to do. So he sent essentially a probe or satellite to Venus, and he has faith that kind of there's life in the clouds of Venus. So Rocket Lab is working to send a life hunting probe into the clouds of Venus. There's a very interesting sweet zone about 50 kilometers off the surface of Venus. The conditions are just good enough where there could be life there, Beck said. Because the destination is essentially air above a planet, the mission will be a lot thicker than landing a rover on a hard surface. Or I should say, the mission will be a lot trickier than landing a rover on a hard surface, Beck said. If the probe gets to Venus successfully, it will have about only 250 seconds to interfere with the planet's atmosphere and deploy I don't even know how to say that, nephelometer instruments to look for life. So this is in space. They're already headed there. Peter Beck refers to it as a nights and weekends, or weekends kind of hobby. But just imagine if they were able to discover life in the clouds of Venus. It would put them on a whole new level. And I honestly think that would skyrocket the stock. I wouldn't be surprised if it would add a $5 to $10 premium onto the stock just from that alone. Because the whole world would be looking at Rocket Lab. NASA would probably be like, uh-oh, they just discovered something. Maybe we should send give them a contract to send some more satellites and probes to see what's going on. And I think this could end up being a kind of like a silent, or I should say, nobody's really talking about this, that it just could be huge benefit to Rocket Lab, and I think it would skyrocket the stock. And I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. Do you think if they discovered life, and we're not talking like human life, we're talking like organisms, micro type life, nothing like full-size humans type life. But I want to hear, do you think that would help benefit our stock price? Or do you think it would just be a nothing burger and it would just still trade sideways? Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. I want to see them. I want to hear them. Other investors want to hear them. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. This video is not financial advice. Any statements made are my views and is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and consult a professional before making any financial investments.